Hello and welcome everybody to the Wool Players Q&A weekly webinar session. We're going to get started here in just one moment, but before we do, if anybody who's on the call would be kind enough to confirm that both audio and video connections are functioning as expected, then we can proceed. Thank you very much. You should see the Wool Player application and the Wool Player Q&A slide on my screen right now. We got a confirmation from Dean, which is great. Howdy from San Francisco. Hello to Stephen. Hello to Nadia as well. We are all ready to go. Once again, my name is Peter, Wool Players Product Manager, and this is the Q&A session, which is a weekly webinar call in which we aim to answer any questions that you as users may have, also to provide any training on any advanced features or modules of Wool Player and generally use cases of video in your business, also to showcase new stuff that we've been working on, as well as to gather, collect, organize, and prioritize ideas, feedback, criticism that you have on how we can keep improving Wool Player. So with that in mind, as I mentioned, this is a weekly webinar, and replays are available if you haven't joined or subscribed to our Facebook group. So it's facebook.com/group/woolplayers. Let me just pop that link in the chat box, as well as our YouTube channel. And so the replays are available there, and there's a lot of good discussions around how Wool Player can be utilized and how other people are using it. And it's always good food for thought and food for generating ideas on how you can leverage Wool Player more. Additionally, here inside of the application, you can click on documentation and support and look at our knowledge base, which is at docs.woolplayer.com. In it is outline everything that is Wool Player in great detail with video walkthroughs, etc. And in particular, I would just like to mention the Getting Started section, which is particularly good for anybody who's just getting started with Wool Player, explaining how to upload or link to your first video, how you can modify it, add Wool Player features to it, and how you can then publish it on your platforms. So that's another resource which is good. And finally, I would like to share the product board with you guys, so you can click on the same documentation and support, and you can here come to submit and vote on ideas, and there you can see stuff that we're working on, stuff that we're considering working on. And these are all ideas submitted by your fellow Wool Player users, where they are awaiting on your votes so that they can gain more priority in our roadmap. And as mentioned, you can of course submit your own idea and indicate what it is that Wool Player is missing and how important it is for that to get added. All right. One final thing before we get to questions. So if you have any questions that you would like answered, or you would like to talk with us outside of the webinar, you may do so either by clicking here on this live chat icon, which is always present in our application in the bottom right, and you can just initiate a new conversation from there. Or you can click on documentation and support and click on contact support, so you can submit a detailed issue ticket. All right, with that out of the way, I forgot to mention, so if you have any questions, or if you came prepared with any questions, you can just drop them in the chat box over here, and we can start answering them in the order that they come in. Until such time that questions start rolling in, I'd just like to point out a couple of updates that were recent to Wool Player. Well, one from today actually. So for the past, who knows how long, years, YouTube has been giving us some trouble in the way that they are hosting their videos, and in a way that they're making it difficult, basically, for us to get those videos that are hosted on YouTube to get them into Wool Player. without them having the YouTube logo and the related videos and the channel branding and all of that stuff. And we've been in a battle, in a game of trying to play catch up with them, trying to always figure out what they're doing and how they're doing it, and trying always to kind of circumvent that. Basically, there was another change, I think, on the 26th of February. And after that, we just said, hey, we just give up on this. So basically, for a little while, all YouTube videos were playing with the logo and related videos and all of that, which is not great because that kind of defeats the purpose of the unbranded videos that you can host on YouTube, so you can leverage their streaming and storage capacities, which are free, and streaming, which is unmatched by anybody that I know of. So you have world-class hosting and streaming services, but the only downturn is, of course, that you get YouTube ads and related videos and all of that fun stuff over it. So we were about ready to give up. More or less, we did give up, and we said we're not going to play this catch-up anymore, which is why we chose to find a third-party provider to do it for us. So we found a service which we are now leveraging to make those videos playable inside of Wool Player without the logo and without the related videos, as you can see it here. So now we're able to get much better results on not only the amount of videos, which previously we had some issues because in YouTube you have 20, 30 different types of videos based on the licensing and the age restrictions and the content within it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we were able to circumvent a lot of that. So some videos which were previously not able for us to get the logo and the channel branding and the related videos off of them, we are able to do so now. That's the first advantage, and the second advantage is that once we do this, it's pretty much consistent. That the consistency there is going to be always 100%, meaning that video will always go without a logo. It's not, sometimes it's going to have a logo, sometimes it's not, because an IP might get blacklisted or not. So we're relying on this third-party service to take care of that for us, and we're paying them for it. So that's where we're at right now. This comes at no additional charge or changes to anything in your pricing structures. We just wanted to stay true to the promise of being able to import YouTube videos and leverage YouTube as a hosting provider in that way. So hopefully that improvement will yield some greater value in your use of Wool Player. Just wanted to turn your attention to that, so you know, if you've been using YouTube as a hosting provider and you've been experiencing difficulties lately, just wanted to let you know that we released that major update in how we obtain the sources of those videos starting today. So if anybody has any questions regarding that, I'd be happy to answer them. If not, we can just jump to anything else that you guys want to talk about. I just wanted to turn your attention to that. Do we even have any questions for today? A side note also, we're preparing an email to let everybody know about this change in how we're handling YouTube. So do expect an email in the next day or two with some details on that, as well as some other details in things that have been changing in Wool Player, including recent updates, fixes, et cetera, some new features which have been added. Nothing major, but we'll put together a list of everything and email it out with regards to everything that's changed in the last couple of months, so you are all up to date. Is YouTube working now? Yeah, YouTube videos are working exceptionally well now. We are, I'll say, we were going to send that email out today, but I said I was a little bit skeptic, and I was like, hey, let's give it a day or two for it to sit down so we can see if anything's going to creep up on us that we haven't thought of. So unless anybody notices something that that's off with that, let us know. We'll look to improve upon that. It's a lot easier now that we're not digging through all of that on our own. Can you tell us about the Chatbox integration? We can come back to that. Great news. Would it be possible to somehow export those ad-free videos to hosting on WooPlayer or elsewhere? Let me get back to Clark's question first, because I think it's a more separate discussion on. I noticed you must pull for HTML widget. I want to say that I know what Chatbox is, because I think this question has come up previously on the webinars. But let me just take a quick refresher course by opening up their site. The enterprise messaging platform, create, integrate, automate, complete messaging experience, which works as some sort of a pop-up, which I'm not seeing for some reason because I haven't accepted cookies. Overview. Chatbox is the only platform to seamlessly connect. So it just pops up a chat box and you can start chatting away. Is that it? If that's the case, they usually have some sort of an HTML or code snippet that you can add inside of WooPlayer. If you add a video link, it does not work. You are going to contact them and get the API going. So this is the integration the other way around. Is this the integration where they want to have a WooPlayer video inside of the chat box, not us having the chat box inside of a video player? Is that the integration that you're talking about, Clark? They support YouTube. Yeah, all right. So it's the other way than from what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the integration, which was having the chat box inside of WooPlayer, but you're talking about having the video be part of the chat. Yeah, we haven't contacted them yet, to be honest with you. That completely fell off the radar. Just let me look if we have that chat box, chat. We have ManyChat and Chat Applet. Integration requests, integration requests, requests. Nope. Integration. No. Yeah, we haven't noticed that, so I'll be sure to note that integration as well. They request a link to the video and it must get done. We spend dollars already. Yeah, basically all as other integrations. Well, let me just do that right now, just so I don't forget. Notes. Why hasn't that been added? So, this was from Clark. Just give me 1 second so I don't forget about this. So this is a request for a. Why are you disappearing? Oh, this keyboard doesn't cease to amaze me. This is the keyboard that I spilled my water on. Many of you know the saga. All right, there we go. So this is the integration for chat integration requests, and we'll add Chatbox integration in there as well. All right, I'll be sure to add that and indicated this is very important to Clark, because as you may know, we don't necessarily develop integrations on a one-off. We wait for some momentum in the user base to build around the need for that integration before we can verify and account for something being a viable integration tool. It's going to take you a few weeks, really. Remember, they are ThriveCard and Contest Domination partners. The chat is on media. Usually, so it doesn't take a lot for someone to integrate with WooPlayer because WooPlayer is standard. And so let me get to that. Embedly WooPlayer. WooPlayer is a standardized OEmbed provider, which means that our link feeds back a regular video player for anybody who knows how to look and scan for it. And it's done in a very standardized way. So if somebody wants to, so here's an example. If I don't have, let me just get the app open. So the link that you have, let me just open up my dashboard really quickly just so I can get a link. So say I take the latest one that I just made and I'll just come over here and copy the share link to it. And that link, and that's the same link that you get over here from the publish options. And when you go to share link, that's that link. So that link within itself, even though when I'll open it up in a browser, it loads up this page where you can play the video and see it and all that fun stuff. That video within itself, for people who are searching for it, contains the actual video player, which can be embedded anywhere. And this works across many platforms, such as Reddit, such as Medium, such as et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of big name publishers support that and are working with this OEmbed standard. WordPress as well. So when it comes to us being supported on a platform such as that, where you need to just simply provide a link, it's usually just a matter of that provider whitelisting WooPlayer as a secured resource from which media and scripts can be loaded, and that's all there is to it. So Chatbox just needs to accept URL, and now it does not. I did a fix by using their HTML widget, but it's not the same on all of their widgets. It works only on embed functions. We need the URL use case though. Yeah, just we can definitely reach out to them, but you are much more likely to have a stronger voice than them in one that they are going to listen to. I'm just speaking from my experience. So if my user base turns to me and they're like, "Hey, we want this video player to be supported," they'll just whitelist it. But we can definitely reach out and see if we can collaborate in any way in making that happen. But them whitelisting WooPlayer is really entirely up to them. It's there's not much on our end that we can factually do aside from just convincing them that WooPlayer is safe, I guess. Steven is asking, has anyone requested a WooPlayer integration with Breezy? Their cloud builder is useful. Haven't heard of it. Let me just double check, see if anybody has mentioned Breezy. BRI? Is that it? Breezy. Nope, nobody has suggested that yet. Be sure to note that as well in case somebody else does. Let me just note that feedback really quickly. Why won't this get deleted? And this is webinar request. All right, cool. Noted now. So we'll have it if anybody else is interested in that builder being supported. But again, my point to Steven is WooPlayer already provides everything that it can with regards to those links being able to serve up a player. It's just a matter of the platform to whitelist links from WooPlayer. It's really as simple as that. So that standard, which I was talking about, the OEmbed standard, is the de facto embedding standard on all platforms across the internet and wider, really. So if the link is not working inside of a video player that takes a link on Breezy, on Chatbox, on anything, on, I don't know, on some sort of a site builder or some sort of an e-commerce platform or anything, it's up to that platform to whitelist and support WooPlayer. It's not much that we can do about it. WooPlayer works flawlessly with Ionos.com web builder. Says Clark. Ionos is providing amazing web building capability, and they host. Cool recommendation from Clark there, in case anybody is looking for a new web builder / hosting solution. Ionos, do check it out. Clark Cotton recommends it. All right. Do we have any other questions? Can use the HTML element in Breezy. This is a way for more people to be aware of the brand and make it easy for people without any coding skills. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I'm really amazed by the strive that the Thrive Themes team took into integrating WooPlayer. They, aside from just being able to provide a link, they actually built in all of the. Let me see if I can dig that up. Thrive Themes. WooPlayer on Thrive Themes. For the complete guide, please refer here. WooPlayer. So when you are adding a WooPlayer link inside of Thrive Themes Builder, the Thrive Architect, and the Thrive Apprentice, you add that URL, and then you get the additional all of the options that you get for generating the embed code within their builder. Like, hey, do you want to turn on performance optimization? Do you want this to resize? Which sizes do you want? Custom sizes, resolution ratios, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they've copied all of our settings and transferred them over to their builder, and we were really amazed with what's floating video, et cetera, et cetera. So we were really amazed with what they did and how they ended up integrating with WooPlayer. But any platform that chooses to integrate that does not necessarily need to take all of the steps. All they need to do is simply whitelist that initial URL. And I definitely agree that it's a big positive for us to have that sort of a brand exposure within those builders where it says, hey, add a link from YouTube, Vistia, or WooPlayer, for example, let's say. And people are going to be like, hey, I know what YouTube is. Maybe I've heard of Vistia, but I don't know what WooPlayer is. Let me just check it out really quickly to see what they offer. And that's certainly great exposure for us. But again, Thrive Themes, my point was Thrive Themes didn't make this integration because we've contacted them or because we said, hey, it would be great if you guys did this. Thrive Themes initiated this entire integration talks based on the feedback that they got from their users. So there were a bunch of people who are using Thrive Themes kept pestering them and saying, hey, you guys need to add WooPlayer as a video provider. Hey, you guys need to add WooPlayer inside of your builder. Hey, you guys need to add WooPlayer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And finally, Thrive Themes said, all right, we're doing this. And they reached out to us and say, all right, let's collaborate on the best way that we can integrate your provider within our builder. And we've collaborated with them and we explained to them how all of these different configuration options are reflecting on the final embed and so on. And we worked closely together. And I think there are even future enhancements where you can choose from your videos if you enter in your WooPlayer API keys. So a lot can be done if there is significant motivation from the user base of that platform to communicate that need to that platform for a WooPlayer integration. So that's really how I see any flow of the integration request working. The user base raises the need for that integration within their platform. And all that platform needs to do is simply just whitelist WooPlayer and it would work. But if some platform wants to, like Thrive Themes did, to provide more value to their user base, we can gladly collaborate with them on any options and configurations that they need. Clark is saying Thrive card and Chatbox are in Thrive theme setting with a length equal to 100 is amazing on mobile, desk, and tablet. With full player, we see it's expensive. You build a responsive site without knowing any code. Boom. Adaptive versus responsive web builders are key. Responsive is a new style on all devices. Yeah, definitely has been for some time. All right, cool. Do we have any other questions that we can address? Can you address my earlier export video question? I completely forgot about that. Thanks for bringing me back to that. So the question was, would it be possible to somehow export those ad-free videos to hosting on VooPlayer or elsewhere? Now that's really threading dangerous and risky water, but it's definitely possible. So let me just put it this way: I'm just trying not to incriminate myself in any way by saying how you can rip off YouTube content. But basically, if we are taking that video source from YouTube and serving it inside of the player, and the link to that source is available because it's streaming inside of the Vul player, one could easily open up that link and download the video and do what it wants with it. So I'll just leave it at that. If you want any more details on that, Steven, feel free to email me and we can discuss it. But I'm a bit hesitant to publicly advocate stealing YouTube's content over the air like this. All right, cool. Do we have any other questions? Nope. All right, cool. That'll do it for tonight. I just want to thank everybody who took the time to join this call and continues to join these calls in helping us make VooPlayer a better experience and platform for everybody. Hopefully, we'll see you next week. And until such time, have a great remainder of this week. Bye.